Good evening. It is Tuesday, 25th of July, 2023. It's just gone 8:30 p.m. And my name's Criztoz. I'm creator of 45 Day, DJ, live streamer, talk show host, podcast, all sorts of cool things I do. And it's all generally around 45s, but more importantly, it's the music that's on those 45s. And one of the particular genres I love is reggae. And I love reggae because on one side, you've normally got the vocal, on the other side, you've normally got a dub or an instrumental, and I love being able to play with that. But reggae's brought into my life lots of really cool people that I've met along the way, and one of them, who spoke about quite a lot about in chat on Twitch about reggae, is Gal Shoestring Sound. He's been on my show before on part of my journey on my mental health talk show. But we spoke a little while ago and we're like, we should do a little talk show where we play some reggae music and tell stories and stuff. And we're doing it. So here we go. Without further ado, Shoestring Sound, aka Gal.
Hiya, how we doing?
We're good. I'm good, man. Like we were saying, it's we're a few minutes past the advertised time, but we're like, it's a reggae show, soon come, like you said. We are here. So I think we just thought would be good to have a quick chat about reggae and then play some records, tell some stories, or talk about why we love particular songs. But let's get to the whole heart of it. How long have you been into reggae, and what is it about that genre that you particularly love?
Well, I was thinking this earlier, and I suppose I lived in Fulham till I was 8. So it was always around me, a multicultural area, honestly. But I was too young to sort of notice it and take notice of certain songs or something. Obviously, some resonates with you from that age, you know what I mean? You remember later in life. But
yeah.
But my nans, who lived in Epsom, my mum's mother, she had a big old one of those sideboards with the record deck, sunk in, and you could stack up the sevens.
Yeah.
And there's a pile of sevens, but it was all stuff like Chuck Berry, rock and roll, Bill Haley in the comments, Georgie Fame, sort of ones that my uncles and aunts had left behind, etc. But there was also a stack of vinyls. And the ones that intrigued me the most, and if I admit it, it was for the cover. One of them was a Trojan album, Tighten Up, which had a bare naked lady with Tighten Up written in lipstick on her navel. So I was attracted to that.
I'm not surprised you were attracted to that.
Yeah. And the other one I liked, because it reminded me of my uncle. My uncle was an old suede-head skinhead, from 69. And he had the Simeon album, which was a Skinhead Moonstomp album, both Trojan albums, and I used to play them, and I just thought these were wonderful. But as I played them, my mum knew some, obviously. She was a mod. She was, in that time, was obviously 64, 69. She was aware of the skinhead movement and aware of them sounds, as well. So there, it was just from there, you know what I mean? I thought, well, what is this, So,
yeah, we've got Scotty Boy in the house, and he's saying he loves those compilations. He's another big reggae fan, and we're going to get him on the show one day soon. Okay, so that's a little bit about how you got into it. Why do you think you still love it? Because it's one of those genres, I think, that once it gets you, it never really leaves you, does it?
Yeah, it's I think the baseline obviously is a feel it, you feel it, don't you? But there's so many different types, you can have a jolly one, you can have conscious lyrics that grab you, it's all sufferers music at the end, a lot of it, so it's all got a message, so, and I suppose that sort of resonates with me, and that's what I like, Obviously, again, there's nothing like being in the sound system. Once you go in there, you think you like it. If you've never been in a sound system for the first time, it's just a different level, isn't it?
It is. Saying good evening to De Bourbon. We're going to get him on one of these shows as well soon. That'd be cool. Because it's not just the music, is it? It's the sound systems that the music's played on, and like you say, unless you've been and experienced the power of like the bass and its effect it can have on your body as well as your ears and everything else, and that's a huge part of reggae, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, some of the guys, even the dub guys, with the sound systems, it's a spiritual journey for them, isn't it? You see them, some of them dreads in the dance, it's almost like they're in a trance like they would be a gospel church, you know, the way they're praising the music, rolling about on the floor and all sorts, you know. It's mad.
But it's just the power, isn't it?
Yeah.
The power that the music can have. Well, let's pause there because obviously we're going to be playing some music. I've picked out probably 7. I think you said you got 7 and maybe a few more, but we'll see how we go. But let's see, what have you picked out first and why?
Right, the first one I picked out, I thought, right, let's go from talking to Trojan, where it started, Duke Reed, yeah? Obviously, Shoestring Soundsystem, etc. And people don't realise is that in the 40s, 50s, these sound systems were coming about, but they weren't listening to reggae and ska because it wasn't developed, you know. So there was just a lot of American blues and, you know, etc. and jazz. And one of Reed's sound, well, Reed was an enigmatic character. He was a copper for 10 years in the Jamaican police force, and he had an obsession with guns. And he was known for carrying 2 in his waist at all times to protect his sound system. Even when you were having auditions, if he liked what you was doing with the audition, he'd fire a shot in the air. If he didn't like it, he'd fire one by your foot and tell you to go along.
Right. Okay.
So I thought I'd open up with what was classed as his theme tune. Yeah, it's not reggae, but I thought it was a perfect start. So we'll go with this.
Okay.
My Mother's Eyes by Tab Smith. Here we go. There we go.
I mean, that's just absolutely beautiful.
Isn't it?
It's a beautiful record, and you just get lost in it, don't you?
Yeah.
What year is that from? I mean, I think 50s, is it?
Oh yeah. I suppose I think originally I've looked at something. I think it was 1939 or something stupid like that.
1939. Wow. Yeah. It always astounds me, the music that we play and how far back so much of it can be traced. And because I think you're into vinyl and you've been into vinyl, because we're collecting vinyl, it's amazing that we can buy these records and still have them and still be used. That I keep talking about it a bit about piece of history, holding a piece of history. And that record, to be able to hold that record and think that's like from 1939 still has such an effect now.
Yeah, totally.
It's amazing, isn't it? You know, it's such good music. Yeah, but I mean, that's a great one to start with. Now, I've been a bit busy, so I haven't been able to formally organize a theme. I've just picked out a few that I've been playing recently that I love. So
cool.
I think we'll just start with something like this. I'm a big fan of like the old reggae artists, but also a lot of the new reggae artists, obviously Protege, and this one, which is Chronix.
Chronix, cool.
I think one of his finest ones. So it's like Here Comes Trouble. And it's one of these records that I absolutely love. But let me just get it queued up. And yeah, I hope you will too. Let's do this.
Welcome. Why, oh, why, oh, why? Hey. Chronics, left and right. Just so, just a come. Left and right. Ooh, yeah. Ah, boy. And them say, here comes trouble, here comes the danger. Sent by the Savior, welcome the Rasta youths. I start recruit soldiers for Selassie army. Ay. Here comes trouble, here comes the danger. Welcome the Savior, welcome the Rasta youths. You're not for axes who are the general issue in a warning. Job people them a ball, said them tired of mediocre. Evil a go fall when we tried in Ethiopia. Believing from down, cause them life no easy boat. Even Bantan said it's not
There's a brilliant version on the other side as well.
Son occupy the motherland, calling all soldiers to kind each other along. From creation, he writing a job plan, but Chronics can't do it alone. So I'm recruiting soldiers coming from near and far. I choose executing Selassie works and be Rastafari true. And them say, here comes trouble, here comes the danger. Sent by the Savior, welcome the Rasta youth.
Good tune, that one.
It's nice seeing like the next generation coming through, the new generation of reggae artists.
Yeah, you got Kofi, etc. She's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, amazing. And Leela Ike, and yeah, there's Savannah. There's loads of them, and it's
even
brilliant.
Some of the other artists that are a bit, not so much reggae, but you can tell it begin with Little Sims as well.
Yeah. And like there's that Sampa the Great remix as well over the sort of rhythm, isn't there? Yeah. Okay, so when did you get into DJing in terms of reggae stuff? Did you start DJing reggae, or were you DJing something else?
No, I was sort of. The funny thing was, I was collecting sort of records. I was, as like 13, 14, I was little mod, so I was buying records and going to record shops, and then I got into Northern Soul from the mod revival thing, and therefore into more soul stuff. Obviously, being in Northern Soul, you've got to look for them records,
Yeah.
So I was also listening to it in the background, but never really into it, So I got to about 15, 16 when I sort of died out of that subculture and sort of found my own identity instead of like following everyone else, what was in trend, Then I was listening to a lot to London Radio, Radio London and Capital. I was with David Rodigan. I was also listening to them Saturday shows.
Yeah.
I remember being 16 and I had my first job and I was really getting into it. And he did the Reggae Sunsplash at Clapham Common and it was free. And I went to that and there was Yellow Man, Maxi Priest, loads of legends there. It was unbelievable. Gregory Isaacs, Dennis Brown,
What year was that, do you think?
That must have been good. I was about 16, so I was born in 71, sort of in about 89, sort of 88, 89, about 87, 88 between that sort of era.
Wow, yeah. I mean, that was that was an interesting time. I wasn't into reggae much at that
time.
And
then I moved at 17. I moved to my parents. I mean, my dad, in Kent, and then I got in Kent. And then I got a job with my dad. I was a sound engineer, based in Dulwich. And one of the guys that worked there, Freddie, guy from Ghana, he was having a party and he knew I was always buying records. Because in my lunch break, I'd always go jump on the bus and go to Forest Hill because the depot was at Dulwich. And it was a cool record shop and I was buying hip hop and reggae. It was one of them sort of shops that did everything, And he sort of put it upon me to DJ at a party. I thought,
Right.
okay, I'll do a
Okay.
set. So I took this bag of records, and he said, bring reggae. So I got to this house, and it was in Brixton, right on this back street of Brixton. Didn't know they booked me to be the whole DJ for most of the night. And it was a big
Right.
mixed bag of like African, Jamaican, and white people as well. I think I must have played Deborah Glasgow, Telephone Love about 5 times. I was running out of records, but they seemed to like it. So that was the first sort of taste, of me actually getting on decks. It was one of them consoles, and Citronic for all-in-one things, And then, and then I just started. People, when I lived in Kent, people sort of knew I had records, and I'd get invited. I was brought on a bit of a Medway, and there was like a yacht club there. It had a social club, so people would hold a lot of functions there, and they'd be in the local village. Everyone would have their engagement or the 18th birthday, so everyone would get asked to play along with other people. So it all sort of started from there.
Wow. Well, let's pause there and have another record then. So, what have you chosen for your second and why?
Sticking on the Duke Reid thing, I thought, well, why not play on his first label, Treasure Isle, which was named after the liquor shop where they used to hang outside, called Treasure Isle Liquor, hence the name Treasure Isle Records. And this was their first #1. And this was on the Titan Up collection or the Trojan albums. And I think I really got into it. I remember getting into this young, but I suppose because it was #1, I would have heard it anyway, subconsciously, on the radio or hearing out of cars or whatever from houses, whatever. So, yeah, this is Double Barrel.
Magnificent. I'm back for the shit for soul bones, most tolerant, storming, sound of soul. I am and I'm still here with you.
There's just something about these legendary rhythms.
Yeah.
And it's I think a lot of it is the bass line, isn't it? The bass line is once you hear it, it's that song and you love it. And it's still so good. Good evening, Twitch. It's a bit like the slang tang rhythm, isn't it? As soon as you hear it, you're like, oh yes, this is brilliant. And then people do different things over the top of it, isn't it? And we would.
I so nearly chose a slang tang rhythm selection.
Okay.
I stayed away from it.
Yeah. But I think I was talking
because
with
I thought it was too obvious.
Yeah. But I was talking to DJ Cat about this and about rhythms, and she was saying that obviously artists can't afford to get new rhythms made, and that's why they get a classic rhythm and then do their own thing on top of it and see what comes out. And again, I love that. It's like reusing a song or reusing a piece of music to create something new. And that's why I think reggae is constantly evolving, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And are you buying much new sort of reggae artists stuff, or are you downloading new reggae stuff?
I'm tell you the truth, I've got this. Someone gave me, and they're recording me a whole selection of Studio One. They used to collect 7 Studio One only. Yeah?
Right.
You met this person, you'd never think they was into music at all. Yeah, even with their personality. But they was the biggest. They just locked themselves away in their room, smoked loads of weed, closed their curtains, didn't speak to the public. A bit of an anorak, and just collected Studio One singles. And he was fortunate enough that he converted them all into files for me. Yeah.
Wow.
So I've got this like 250 gig of Studio One's 7, 10s and 12s with both A's and B's that I need to go through, and that's what I've been trying to concentrate on. You know, there's a lot of crap in there, but there's some good stuff because obviously it's a whole discography. You know, so yeah,
Sounds like you need someone to help you.
yeah.
The Vervins, I mean, like the Scotty Boy, nice. It's amazing when that happens sometimes, isn't it? When music just finds its way to you. We had this with Scotty Boy. I think I can't remember which whether it's April or July last year, but I went up there and someone who is, I think, working in the site or close to the site said to his wife that he had a box of Northern Soul records, and would Scotty be interested in it? And it's amazing how the music, and especially records, sort of find themselves from one place to another. We talk about this a bit, that you don't really throw out records. You tend to like either sell them or keep them or give them to someone else, don't you? And that's why records are so much more amazing to me anyway than MP3s, because you can't.
Of course they are.
I mean, you've been given a hard drive, so that's the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing. But if he'd have been able to give you the records, that would have been even more amazing, wouldn't it? But yeah, we can't. It's all good. Right, let me get another record. This is quite a new reggae one I bought. I was in Rarekind Records, and it's on the Daptone record, and they've released a few reggae songs, and this is called "It Choose Me" by Mickey General. But yeah, let me set this up.
And nobody try to fly when you're born to swim. Say music in my life from the beginning. Say mama tell me, say she knows, say my born to sing. When she left me with the neighbors beer balling, and me tell her, say that was voice training. Now here I am on the big stage, and when me make me sound, people ballray. Oh, I not lucky, not gambling, no hustling, no juggling, no smuggling. I get my blessing through the music. It choose me, it's not me choosing.
I heard that and I was like, I've got to buy this because it's awesome. But also the message, it's like I get my blessings from the music. It choose me, not me choose it. It's like the music is somehow chosen. And I feel a bit like that sometimes with 45s. 45s are sort of taken my life over a little bit. But it's all positive and it's a good message. And it goes back to what you were saying before about reggae having a message, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How do you find that compared to other genres? I mean, do you think other genres sort of have a message as much as reggae or not?
They try to, but it gets lost, I think,
Okay.
Even like you could say the grind kids trying to express themselves and say a message, but it gets lost, somehow.
Do you think it's part of trying to become famous or become something that it becomes a little bit of well, this works, so why don't you go down this route rather than sticking to your message? It's quite hard to be focused, isn't it, and narrow focused on one thing.
Oh, totally. Yeah. You're gonna, if you're signing a record deal, you're gonna have a marketing guy sitting there with a marketing clause persuading you, and telling you the story of Michael Jordan didn't get in basketball to sell trainers, but it's his biggest enterprise, things like that, So you're not gonna,
So I think it's
Takes
part of
away
the
from it a bit.
yeah, and I guess with reggae the artists are bigger, but it doesn't feel like it's in the same way. There seems to be a lot more community between the artists, and because they're guesting on each other's rhythms and all the rest of it. So yeah, cool. Let's have some more music. What have you got for your third choice?
This was on the subject of things choosing you, and all this I won't please. I was in I used to live in Notting Hill Gate, Portobello Road for a while, and I used to go to the record exchanges in Notting Hill Gate. There's about 4 shops full of second-hand records. Sure, you're aware of them. One in Soho as well. And I was looking through the reggae section, and this I've never heard of it, and it just jumped out at me because I loved the cover and I wanted to draw it. And it was this.
Okay,
and you can see it.
Let me get you into solo mode, and we can have a better look at that. It's a little dark, but yeah, I can see.
And it's a track called "Be Grateful" by Danny Red. So I got it home, fired it up, and it also had a fantastic dub that actually twists it inside out, which I absolutely love with dubs when they do that. So
okay,
let's give it a go.
Cool, let's do it.
What's the message is? For who we are.
Be grateful, be grateful, be grateful for who you are. Be grateful, be grateful, be grateful for who you are. For who you are now is who you was then. Can a leopard change his skin? Are you enemy or friend? So it was in the first, it shall be so in the end. The sins of your fathers come down on children, so be still, be calm, and be grateful.
Good evening, Spalansky.
Skillful, but it cannot reach higher tempo. Be grateful, be grateful, be grateful for who you are.
We're going to the dub in a minute, obviously.
Yes, yes. Gotta hear the dub.
Hey on.
Jah bless this holy remnant. Jah give high and high deliverance. For we shall bear this testament that I and I are grateful. Yes, I and I are grateful.
Is that on a 45?
I'm not sure. Mine's 12, but hey,
I
like
doubt
that
it,
one,
but-
yeah.
I like that one, yeah. And like you said, the dub completely twisted it up.
Yeah.
That's really good. Well, obviously we do 45 dubs, and DeBourbon's been on, and Scotty Boy and Double P and a load of other people. But I noticed that Spalansky did a reggae set recently. I think it might have been for one of my 2K sets that he did. But I'm thinking we should get Spalansky in. But I'm still working. I'm waiting to hear back from Sideshow Mall because I just want to run that idea of 7 deadly dubs before we do it. And as long as he's cool with it, then we'll do that. And then obviously I just invite people to do 7 deadly dubs, and it can be on digital, it can be on vinyl, and then 20-minute sets.
Okay, cool.
So I assume you'd be up for one of those if we do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I say, let me just run it past him first. Make sure he doesn't mind me sort of stealing his name. Not really stealing his name, just being inspired by it. Now, interestingly, what you've just played, I've picked out a record that probably follows it quite nicely in terms of the theme. And this is one of those songs that we talk about, and you've obviously got Sam's emote, no bad versions. And this is one of them, because there's so many songs that you hear so many versions and they're all really good, which shows that it was a great song in the first place. But this is Donovan, sorry, let me start again. Donovan Carlos, Be Thankful for What You've Got.
All right.
And then I'll play you another version after that.
Though you may not drive a great big Cadillac against the white wall, TV antennas in the back. You may not have a car at all. Just remember, brothers and sisters, you can still stand tall. Just be thankful for what you've got.
So that's that version, and there's this one.
Though you may not try
Oh,
a
nice vocals.
Cadillac
It's on Dinked Records.
against the white wall, TV antenna in the back. You may not drive a car at all, but just remember, brothers and sisters, you can still stand tall. Just be thankful for what you got.
And then there's Prince Fatty version. This is the last one.
You may not drive a great big Cadillac against the white walls, TV antennas in the back. You may not have a car at all, but remember, brothers and sisters, you can still stand tall. Just be thankful for what you
Both nice, aren't they?
Like, 3 different versions of the same song, but they've all got slightly different time. Yeah, No, it's not a sound clash, Scotty boy. We're not competing. We're playing records. We're just a couple of old men playing records to each other.
If it was a sound crash, I'd have worn camouflage. Don't worry about that. I'll come prepared.
Yeah, no, we just yeah, I mean sound clashes are cool and all that. But I'm not sure. I think this is more fun. But yeah. Okay, so Gal, what else have you got?
Right. Well, this tune here, I was living, it was about 1996, and I was living in Southall, Greenford, which is West London, Middlesex area by Heathrow Airport. So you can imagine, really multi-diverse community around me, multicultural. And this tune was played. So there was a lot of ragga about and conscious stuff, you know, that was coming in with the Budgie stuff and stuff like that, and the Garnet Silk. And this tune, I was listening all the time to Unique Radio, which is a local station based in West Harlesden.
Right.
And this tune was played, and it got banned in Jamaica. They were still playing it on English channels. And every rude boy in his little BMW, travelling around Harlesden and Ladbroke Grove, would have this blasting. Time in Jamaica when there was a lot of crack and gun violence, you know, etc. As there was in every time, that sort of time. And yeah, this tune got banned for its content, its lyrics, because he was talking about truth and guns and poverty and etc. Yeah, so this is Bounty Killer with Look.
That's what I said. Blind must be led, the hunger must be fed. And yo, I'm looking. So Holy Spirit, and yo, nobody cares. Take a look in my house. When you living there, huh? And yo, your house. Look at my shoes, can't see my toes. But that's all it's true, yo. Nobody knows. Look into my eyes, tell me what you see. Can you feel my pain? Am I your enemy? Give us a better way. Things are really bad. The only friend I know is this gonna end. Listen to my voice. This is not a threat. Now you say the line. Are you worried yet? You've been talking about you want the world to see. But when you show soul, we will show you peace. Look into my mind. Can you see the world? Can you tell that I wanna help myself? But if it's like that, I seek you for your ring. Don't be mad at me. It's a survival take. Look into my heart. I can feel your fear. Take another look. Can you hold my stare? Why are you afraid of my younger face? Or is it this big? Punching in my ways. Look into my eyes. Tell me what you see. Can you feel my pain? Am I your enemy? Give us a better way. Things are really bad. The only friend I know is this gonna happen.
There you go. A bit deep, and the message is raw, but it hit me and it just grabbed me, and I was.
It's a great record, great record. But again, it's just a message, isn't it?
Yeah.
And putting it out there with music that is like, especially that, you know, that is still quite an edgy tune, isn't it? The sound of it is still quite heavy. But I mean, that's quite old as well now, isn't it? I mean, when did that come out?
That's 96, yeah.
96. I mean, that's the thing we forget. It's like 2023. 96 is almost 30 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, this was before the computers and all the stuff that people have got to produce music. But that is like a heavy futuristic sound as well, isn't it? Yeah, that's awesome. Right, I'm going to play this record. So I went to Boomtown last year for the first time, and I saw OBF play on one of the main stages. And this was sort of like in the afternoon, and I remember, I think it was Scotty Boy had told me about him, or that he'd heard of him, a French producer. So I'm going to play you the B-side. So this is OBF, and this is the dub mix of I'm an African, and then I will flip it over for the other side. Okay, so that's the dub mix. So the flip has Tipper Irie, and I got to see him do this live about a few weeks ago at the Brewhouse Project in Littlehampton, and he said that this is about the Windrush generation and his family coming over to the UK from Jamaica. And listen to the lyrics; it's amazing.
Yeah, and you know I know where I'm from. Tipper Irie, OBF. And me sing say, I'm a black man, I'm an African, and my parents are Jamaican, and I grew up in a London, so you know I know where I'm coming from. I'm a black man, I'm an African, and my parents are Jamaican, and I grew up in a London, so you know I know where I'm coming from. I know where I'm coming from. I know where I'm going. It's a positive energy. I keep on showing respect myself, respect my roots, and respect my ancestors. I can't forget Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, and Robert Nesta. Teach us to educate our sisters and our brother. Teach us to unify and support one another. One God, one aim, and one destiny. How that's how we want in our community. So, well, I'm a black man, I'm an African, and my parents are Jamaican, and we grew up in a London, so you know I know where I'm coming from. I'm a black man, I'm an African, and my parents are Jamaican, and we grew up in a London, so you know I know where I'm coming from the natural continent, the motherland with natural resources, minerals and diamonds. Anywhere you plant, well you know it have to grow. Africa, it is a place where everybody want go, like Addis Ababa, in Ethiopia, Lagos, Nigeria, Nairobi, Kenya, Azerbaijan, in the Ivory Coast, and them the place that me want visit the most, cause my parents were captured, taken to Jamaica by the British and the Spanish colonial masters. In 1962, them get them independence, and them fly go a Britain for some pound and pence. So I'm a black man, I'm an African, and my parents.
It's an amazing record.
And I grow up in a London, so you know I know where I'm coming from.
That's nice.
Yes. And to see him do it live as well, you know, I mean, he was also, it's the first time I've seen Tipper Irie live, and I was impressed, firstly, with the quality and the showmanship as well. It was just him and a DJ, but he was like, this is one I made in like the 80s, this is one I made in the 90s. And there's not many artists left that can boast that sort of longevity. And I think it's things that works with reggae, doesn't it? There's a lot of artists, they are able to last and keep releasing music and do stuff. And it reminded me a little bit of KRS-One, because when I went to see him do a show, he did the same sort of thing. In terms of like, this I was in the 80s, I was in the 90s, I was in, you know, and it's amazing to see these like decades and decades artists do that. Right, what have you got next?
I'm not going to play it. I was going to play it because I absolutely love the bass line, and I think it's one of the best bass lines ever written by Aston Family Man Barrett, and that's Natural Mystic by Bob Marley.
Right.
But when I was digging out, and everyone's got an old Bob Marley record that's battered on the edges, aren't they? You know, tucked away somewhere, even if it's legend, you know. Yeah. And that's the cover. And I was looking at, just reading about it, and it was interesting to hear that a lot of the old Jamaican records didn't have artwork on the covers, etc. You know, if they did, it would just be a standard photo, because they didn't have access to editing tools over there, you know.
Right.
So when you got the artists like Bob Marley, etc., that were signed to Ireland, etc., and your Dennis Browns, the covers got a bit better. In the original cover for Exodus, they wanted a picture of him departing the sea, the Red Sea, Bob Marley.
Right, okay.
Ireland officials said, and Bob Marley loved the image, is what he wanted. You know, he did a mock drawing of it. But the Ireland record official graphic designers and the head honcho said, no, we're not having it, because we can't see his face that well. We don't want him that image. We want to market him as this, and hence why they did this cover.
Right.
Yeah. So I thought I'd just share that.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's what it's all about. When we sort of decided the show, we were just like, let's play some reggae and let's have a chat and let's tell some stories. So yeah, let's do it.
In sort of '96 as well, I was also with my partner at the time, and she was heavy into the ragga as well. I liked some of it, yeah. And we ever went to a dance, being a skinny little white boy as well. I was a bit shy of the dance floor, but this one, always, no doubt, if this come on through the sound system, I will be shouting at the DJ to put it up without a care in the world, throwing a drink in the air and rocking out, going mental. So here we go. This is Burrow and boom with this.
Well, this is the original Burrow Banton, watch out non-stop for years, man. I'ma cry without tears. Hey, 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 hey. Me slim, me tell them Burrow Banton a fat. Me DJ fi ballhead and dreadlocks. And tell me wigs fat down in me diamond socks. Me favorite color that a yellow and black. And when me go a show, yes me sit down in a box. Show where we want star by silver fox. We better than the sing out of a gal a box. You trouble raw, why you say you bump fi get shot? You sing a man, you hang him high in a tree top. A song get drop a Burrow Banton do that. It must be the lyrics that a Burrow him. Me slim, me no fat, me culture, me no slack. But I'm another DJ, no me not turn back. Say ticka ticka tack, we make the people them rock. The chaka from the.
Yes. It's they're all so good, isn't it?
Another heavy one.
Yeah. But we're listening to it here, and obviously we're first of all listening to it over the internet. Secondly, we unfortunately couldn't quite get the audio direct out of your mixer, so we're listening to that. But it's if you get to experience these songs on a sound system like they're intended to be, it's just magic, isn't it? It's just so good. And it's one of the big parts of reggae, isn't it? The sound system.
Yeah. Oh, totally,
yeah. What was the first sound system you remember sort of experiencing? I don't know if you heard that question. You right, Gav?
No, I didn't actually. No, it just went quiet then.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Yeah,
I was going to say, what was the first sound system that you've experienced?
Sound system I experienced. Ooh, tough one. There wasn't one at Clapham Common when I went there. I know that they just had the main stage. Sometimes the dudes used to get little sound systems scattered, in the background. Tell you what, I think I really experienced and got involved and experienced on my own sort of thing. I went to the Kiss FM launch party, which must have been in 1990 about, and it was in Highbury Fields.
Right.
And there was On Vogue playing, LL Cool J, Beats International. I remember Beats International getting booed because no one liked their cover, Just Be Good to Me. It was all purists and like the SOS cover, band cover, the original. That was quite funny. But round the back, I remember I wanted to go somewhere and roll a joint from out the crowd. So I sort of wandered round the back. And all of a sudden, this music I just saw this crowd of people, and the music just got louder, and it was a sound system. I don't know what sound system it was, but there was just a big cloud of smoke, and I thought, yeah, this is cool. I didn't get in it because it was like a mosh pit there, but I just stood at the back doing my own thing, listening. I remember there being a couple of MCs that were rather excited, that were shouting too much and too high volume. But yeah, that was my first sort of, I remember seeing people crowded around this thing in the field and, you know, listening to that music.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, I used to go up to London with my friend Dan. And we used to go to drum and bass nights with Dub One, actually, who Bourbon plays and knows. But we used to go to University of Dub in London, in Brixton, and it would just be like a massive, like, I don't know, community centre or like a sports centre or something, and there'd just be like 2 or 3 sound systems, be like Abashanti and Operation Steppers and other people, and it would just be the windows would just vibrate with the bass, but you would still go and stand in front of the sound system, in front of the bass, and there's just nothing quite like it, you know, when you just feel that bass. So yeah, sound systems definitely. Scotty Boy saying his first was or We Dub in Edinburgh was Ace for Sound System Culture. Solar Bantam, Prince Fatty were awesome, and the Bourbon went to one of those. Right, I'm going to play something which is sort of reggae, but it's sort of connected and sort of inspired and different. So, as Scotty Boy says, Grace and Sly and Robbie were a force.
Sly and Robbie, yeah. Absolute force, yeah.
And Chris International did not know this was Private Life B-side in the UK. Yeah, that's right. It's Private Life on one side, and then obviously played that. I think I played Private Life first. This is why I bought it originally. And then as soon as I flipped it over and heard She's Lost Control, I was like, I've got to buy a second copy. So I've got 2 copies of these. It's a great one. Oh, Dinked. Big up, Kev. I played one of your records, actually. I played this one here. Be thankful for what you got.
It's a good tune. I like that one.
Yeah, Dinks puts out loads of great records. Right, Gal, what have you got next?
Well, staying with the dub thing, and also a bit of a nod to Jar Shaka. Did a bit to do with this one. Channel 1 sound system. Also, this features in, I don't know if you've seen the Steve McQueen series. Not Steve McQueen, the Bullet actor, but Steve McQueen, the British black film director. Did a series of films, and one of them was Lovers Rock. And this features heavy in one scene.
Okay.
With the sound system where they're all dancing and skanking at a house party. And this is... Yeah, absolute stone cold killer, that one. Always shakes the ground.
Yeah, that is heavy, heavy tune. But I think, going back to what you said about the sound system, obviously the people are sort of almost in a trance. It is a little bit like that, isn't it? Because it's like the music and the
Yeah,
sound and the power of the
yeah.
speakers and then the sound system, and it is quite, because it's dub, it is quite sort of trancey. And then yeah,
Smoke
it's
helps as well.
right. I'm gonna play something that's been sampled, or part of it's been sampled. But I love it. I love it.
Now I come with the son I play. Think all the dance in New York City. I'm on that cat mic MC. Do check. This your daddy, me and the DJ daddy, boo. This your daddy, me and the DJ daddy, bim. This your daddy, me and the DJ daddy. Me went to a dance in a New York City, and when me reach the dance from already. And some of them a ball out for Papa Briggy, and some of them a ball out for Papa Josie, and some of them a ball out for Papa Charlie. Them here early me and I Apache. Some girls get mad and some get crazy. Them come 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. Because
Good evening, Crucial Rhythm.
me say that a 40, and 40 and 40 me say that a 80, and 80 and 80 that a 160. Them come in a massive, some a come in a posse, and some live a Bronx, some live a Jersey. They want to know the cat where them call a fatty. They want to know the doctor where them call early B. Cause everywhere we go, girls are mad over way. The queen there in England says she want to know me. And Reagan wife where them call Nancy. Me begin at Jamaica, that a fi me country. Whenever time me talk, me have a run party. Me lay down on the rhythm like a racehorse jockey. Me sing like a Dr. Bird and better than a me. Come listen, me sing cat to make you feel like me went to a dance in a New York City, and when me reach the dance from already. And some of them are ball out for General Tree.
Oh, yeah, Super Cat.
Oh, super good. Don Dada.
Yeah, definitely. Right, let's have a quick chat about Twitch, and then I'll get you to put on maybe one or two more. So you went from being sort of just a viewer for a long time, didn't you, on Twitch? And you
Yeah.
watched all our streams and Sam and everyone else, and then got set up, and obviously now you're streaming and you're doing like Thursday, you're doing the warm up for Sam on a Thursday. What's it been like, that little journey from just being a viewer to then sort of being a streamer and then being part of events and things?
It's funny. I think I was half expected, that I would set up and play eventually,
Yeah,
and I was called out so many times in Sam's chat, stream, you know what I mean? Even to the fact that sometimes I was compiling some playlists and helping Sam with some, if he did a certain theme,
yeah,
So yeah, it was just a natural thing, there'd always be a joke if there was name that tune, I'd always be banned because I had a good music knowledge, So
right,
it was just evident it was going to happen, but it was just time, money, and health. You know what I mean? As you know, it sort of made it difficult for me, and hence
yeah,
the name that I thought of Shoestring Sound, because that's exactly what it was. I had no
yeah,
intention of being a sound system or calling myself a sound system. It was, it was literally just a play on,
yeah, definitely. But it has been great. And we were talking last night about how it's been great meeting people and
yeah,
getting to know them through Twitch. Obviously, we do it quite a lot through just watching the streamers, but it's been nice being able to do stuff like this, and sort of talk. And obviously, other people can get involved, obviously, with comments and all the rest of it. So, yeah, it's been really good so far. But let's have maybe one, two more actually from you. You play two more. I'll do one more. But yeah, what have you got next?
Well, there's also a time that in the 90s as well reggae was accessible and it was cheap as well.
Yeah.
We was getting labels like this, knocking out these by the ton load, you know, the Jetstar compilations, and they were absolutely awesome. Every track when they would be a killer and it was relevant, you know, they'd bring them out every 6 months, you know. They had tunes on there that were going to get popular in the charts, you know. And yeah, it was really cool, you know. And this is one that I really liked off it, which is, and I wanted to play Dennis Brown because Dennis Brown is my favourite reggae singer.
Yeah.
And on this one, he does a duet with John Holt, and John Holt is always up there as well. And if you know reggae, John Holt should be on your list as well anyway. So here we go. Sorry, could you hear me singing then?
It's nice, it's good.
Spreading all over the world. Wanting you to come on over. Good, I heard a lot of things about you. Not so untrue. I want to be with you. Hey. Girl, your love is like wildfire, spreading all over. Yeah, I absolutely love that song. Always makes you sing.
It's a beautiful song. Absolutely beautiful. It's and again, it's positive vibes, good vibes, and I think that's something else that comes across, especially in reggae, and actually in this next record that I'm going to play as well. So this is Sugar Minot. It's a tune, isn't it?
Oh yeah. The funny thing was, we used to call that a housewife classic.
Right. Okay.
You guaranteed the girls would be singing that, you know, and your mum and whatever, you know. Absolute brilliant tune.
Yeah, positive, and you can't help but smile when you hear that record. I don't know if I don't know if it's the version actually. It's called "Hung Up" by Desi Roots on the B side.
Could be on the same rhythm, I should imagine.
I don't know. Let's have a look. Hold on. I'm intrigued. Let's see what it is. Oh.
It's going to be a tough call going on the B side of that tune, though, isn't it? Really.
I know, but I mean that's not bad actually. I've never
Nice, yeah.
that over and played the B side, but that's quite nice. I might play that on next Good Vibes show. Right, let's do one more. You tell us the last one you've picked out. I think you've done 7. I've probably had 6.
Cool.
Cool. But I had that little version excursion in the middle, so I've technically had more than you. But yeah, drop one more. Tell us why, okay. And then we'll find someone to rate to.
Well, this one here, I'm not going to play it. This is a Rudy Thomas track, "Time for Love," but it's on the Green Seas label. And I don't know if you're aware of the Green Seas label and the artwork that used to come on their records. And if you look closely at this...
Yeah. I love that artwork. It's so good.
Well, the turntable on the bottom I've actually got tattooed on the bottom of my spine.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I would have liked the whole scene up my back, but I didn't get there. Time, money, and pain tattoo on it. But yeah, I have got that turntable on the spine, on my back. And my friend used to say when I used to ride my bike, and my t-shirt used to ride up, and my back would be wobbling. It used to look like the record was going round on the tattoo as I was riding my bike.
Okay, that's interesting.
So I thought I'd finish something a bit nice. Yeah, and this is one of my favourite artists again, who has got the best stage walk ever. Walk on stage walk, and that's Gregory Isaacs, the Cool Ruler, and there's so many tunes you can call from him. So I just picked out 5 and closed my eyes and picked this one because they're all as good as each other. And this is top 10.
Please don't hurt me once you were never in my heart. If she isn't in my top 10, then she's on my chart. The way she loves me, sweet memory. Maybe it's the beginning of her misery. 'Cause I don't care who's guilty when you see. Yeah, she's still taking lessons from me. Though she isn't in my top 10, still she's in my charts. Sitting in the bed, still she's sitting on my plans. The way she loves me, sweet, sweet memory. Maybe it's the beginning of her misery.
Another classic.
It's been a night of beautiful records. That's been amazing. Yeah, it's been really cool. Thank you. I'm
thanks for having
sure
me.
we
It's
can
been
definitely
fun.
do another one of these, and
Yeah,
involve
of
some other
course.
people. I'm just gonna set the raid. We're gonna go see ADP DJ. He played a load of reggae versions on a set I was watching the other Sunday, I think, or a little while ago. And so yeah, let's go see him. I know he likes his reggae. But big shout out to people in the chat.
Big shout out to everyone.
Scotty Boy is probably going to be the
Scotty
next
Boy,
guest.
Lob.
And yes, we're going to get the bourbon
Kev,
on.
good to see you. Yeah.
And yeah, Crucial Rhythm. Do it. Let's do it one time. You know, it's just about playing some cool music to each other and chatting stories and all the rest of it. So I will be in touch with all of you at some point, and we'll work out a date, and then we'll do another one. And then yes, Sideshow Mall's back in touch. So I'll speak to him about that 7 Deadly Dubs. And if he doesn't have a problem with it, then we'll do it. And we'll get as many reggae DJs as all of us know together to do like a big one-day thing, including Svalansky. I'm sure he's got some dub music. Yes, we are. Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much, Gal. It's been brilliant.
Oh, thank you.
If you hang on there for a minute, we'll raid out. But thank you everyone for joining us. If you want to watch it back, it will be on YouTube and then also on Mixcloud. But yeah, take it easy, everyone.